Live. What is going on, y'all? Um, all right, so if y'all just be patient with me for a few seconds, I gotta get the last few things set up. We gonna get started. It ain't gonna be an ultra long stream today, but I figured I'd check in with y'all, see what's up with y'all. It's been a minute since I uploaded. Yeah, until a couple more people get in here for us to get down. There. Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, y'all? All right, we here for real this time. I'm let a couple people get in here. I'm not gonna probably not gonna be super long stream today, but yeah, we here, and man, we got a couple things to go over, a couple things I want to talk to y'all about. I want to see how y'all doing, see what's going on with y'all. But yeah, besides that, famous kid, thank you, appreciate that. Hey, listen, y'all, we gonna talk about why I've been going, but if y'all check in the link in the description. It should be because I don't got super chats or nothing on. We're gonna talk about why in a second. But it's a link in the description for my PayPal. So if y'all wanna donate a couple dollars, help a brother out, so I could actually do this for real, for real. Yeah, man, I've been going back and forth with YouTube for the probably last 6 months, trying to get whatever's going on my channel figured out. To be honest, y'all, YouTube, they don't give a fuck. Oh, let's start here. How's my audio? Because obviously I can't hear myself. So if y'all could just tell me in the chat how the audio is, if I sound too far away, if I'm too close, tell me what's good with that. It's cool. Yeah, so all right. Last 6 months I've been going back and forth with YouTube, man. They don't like what I do on my channel, I guess. I don't know how to say it, but it's people like Endless Sentence out there. It's people like that cover crime and murders and all that shit every day, and they don't fuck with their channels. So I didn't want to come out and say this. I think I said it before on a live stream, but I never said it in a video. They demonetized my channel, so it's like it's almost a waste of time making videos if I'm not gonna make no money off them. Not that I Not that that's the only reason you make videos, but the type of videos I make, see, like, I might do this. I might just start live streaming and say, fuck it, and just rely on donations. But when you spend 40, 50 hours making a video, and then for them to turn around and say your channel's demonetized. You know what I mean? That's just not gonna work. You know, I got two small children, got family to take care of, got bills, you know, everyday shit. But I can't be spending all this time making all these videos and I'm not making no money off it. Now I do have a Patreon set up. People have been supporting me on my Patreon, so that's why I even have been continuing to upload to S.T.V. Philly to begin with, because I do have people like monetarily supporting me every month, and I don't want to feel like, you know, I'm just taking their money. So I got to put something out. I was hoping I can get stuff with YouTube figured out. I really was hoping I can get stuff with YouTube figured out. I don't know why they hide in your comments, y'all. I'm gonna probably click show to everything that I see come up here, cause yeah, they trying to hide, they trying to moderate some of your comments. I hate that. I don't like moderation. I feel like people could, even if you want to come up here and say fuck you, you mean you a bitch, you federal, whatever. Come say whatever. I really don't care. I don't like when YouTube moderate comments. I don't like when they moderate content, which they've been doing to me. So I say all that to say that's why I haven't been uploading like that. No, I didn't fall off the face of the earth. No, I'm not being lazy. No, it's no, like, you know what I mean? It's nothing wrong. Everything's all good. It's just I've been trying to get YouTube to remonetize my channel so I can get to work and do what I love to do. But they sent me a letter talking about, you know, we had to demonetize the channel from the other side of it, from AdSense. Like, it wasn't no like community guideline strikes. It wasn't nothing that I did on my end. They went on some other shit. It's kind of hard to explain without like going into all the details. I got my fingers crossed that one day I will get monetization back, but until then, that's what we got. So today I wanted to come in, you know what I mean, check in with y'all, because I know it's people that be looking out for my content and everything. I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm here. Like I said, I ain't fall off the face of the earth. If you got something that you want to get off your chest that you've been meaning to say to me, that if you got a question that you want to ask me, I might open up my Discord in a little bit. If anybody got Discord, let me know in the chat if y'all got Discord, because I might open that up to let people come in, like do little call-ins or whatever. And then we'll see how this stream goes. If this goes pretty good, I might start doing this more often. We really do gotta see though. Make a new page, yeah. I know. But then it's like you gotta start all over, build that fan base back up, and then I don't want to link nothing from this channel, because YouTube is like, once they cut your AdSense eligibility, once they cut that, you're not allowed to create any new YouTube pages. So I'm trying to find a way to you know, work around that. I mean, Philly gang invite you to the Discord. Yeah, I'm gonna open up the Discord for in a minute. But yeah, so I miss y'all, man. Like, for real. Like, I miss coming in here. I miss making videos, reading the feedback, reading the comments. Today's gonna be a little different. I just want to kind of just check in with y'all, go over a couple things. But today I'm not really gonna be getting into too much of the Philly stuff. It's so much going on, like, you know, in the world of hip hop that I haven't spoke about. YSL and the boy that's snitching on them. I want to talk about Blueface and what's going on with his girl. It's another Instagram model that got AIDS that I want to talk about, because I went down that rabbit hole the other night. I had found one of her videos, and it's weird, because we'll get into it, but yeah, she's like 28. She got you know, she about 8, 9. Some people call her a dime, but yeah, she ended up having a John, the bug, and she don't know where she got it. She don't know how long she had it. But yeah, we're gonna get into all that. The first thing I did want to talk about, though, now that I have y'all here, yeah. So y'all remember last week, Larry Krasner, he came out talking about O to the 4, y'all gonna go to the jail, and start naming all these gangs, start naming all these people they supposedly investigating. I don't know how serious they take it. I know it is election time, and I know they always do this shit every couple years with elections. It was crazy. I don't know what I signed up for earlier today, but I must have signed. I must have accidentally clicked, like, you know, yeah, you can send me, because you know how when you sign up for websites, like you put in your information, whatever, and then they'll have, like at the end they'll be like, do you want to receive do you want to receive emails from us? Da, 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 da. Usually I unclick them, I uncheck them because I don't want, but I must have accidentally sent something through, because in the last, I don't never get spam calls. I don't never get, you know, I pretty much found a way to get myself out of all them calls, because like when you, like I said, when you sign up the websites, a lot of times they'll shoehorn in some sort of agreement that you got to make that gives them permission to sell your information. Whether it be a news, they'll say, oh, do you want us to send you a newsletter every month? Do you want us to send you emails with updates? Some people don't even realize like what they're clicking, and if you don't uncheck them boxes, they can start selling you information, because that's all in the terms of service, in terms of the agreement. So normally I uncheck them boxes, and I've been doing a good job of going through my emails and unsubscribing from any newsletters or whatever that I might have signed up to before. So I guess for like the last 6, 7, 8 months, I really ain't been getting spam phone calls at all, like at all. And today, all of a sudden, I remember I was on the Inquirer earlier. I think I might have signed up for the New York Times or something, but I'm pretty sure I unchecked them boxes. But ever since then, I just got like five of them Johns, man, and they in the way, man. Them spam calls from Indiana and California and all that. That shit is definitely in the way, man. But yeah, so anyway, back to what I was talking about, Larry Krasner. All right, so Krasner comes in 4 years ago, or whatever it is now. It's 2022. Yeah, he came in about 2018, I believe, 2017, 2018, and he came in, you know, with the highest of goals, the highest of aspirations. He's gonna come in. He's gonna, you know, he's gonna fix things. He's gonna put things back into the way they should have been in the first place, which is a noble goal. I'm not mad at the man, but you had to have known you was going to get pushback from every corner of the politics sphere. Like the Republicans is going to hate you. You got a lot of Democrats that aren't going to like, you know this they quote unquote soft on crime approach. Full disclosure, I voted for Larry Krasner. I did support him. I still do support him, but I feel like he's been blinded, and he's been kind of what's the word? Like he's hard-headed, and he's fighting the pushback he's gotten from like the police union and the actual police, and then the DAs that he fired, the prosecutors and all that. He's been getting pushback from like all sides of the political aisle, and that's made him double down on his positions. So for instance, he came in and was like, okay, I want to let prostitution crimes, I want to let people like that out. Low level drug offenses, you know, you get caught with a bag or two of weed, even up to an ounce, something like that, we're gonna let you out. If you get caught with drugs as a buyer, like as a user, you're most likely just gonna get drug court. You're not gonna be getting no crazy prison sentence and none of that. He went over a lot of old cases that were questionable. Technicalities maybe in the cases, the cops that might have did this wrong, did that wrong, and they're letting people out, and he was letting all those people out. Now the consequence of that is, although you might be letting innocent people out, obviously some bad people gonna slip through the cracks. You know what I mean? A couple years ago, a guy was walking his dog, white guy was walking his dog, and he was killed. He was ran up on, mugged, and then they just shot and killed him. And the two boys, they was black boys who did it. They, like, the conservatives, I guess, started going over their criminal record. Actually, no, it was the mainstream media. It wasn't even the conservatives. It was the regular news media. They started going over his criminal record and realized, like, he was let out. He was let out like a couple weeks before the murders happened. Let me see. I could probably find that real quick. Cause I got a whole bunch of videos that I never did on S.T.V. Philly that I was planning to do. What was that guy's name? My fault, y'all. I'm trying to look something up. Yo, I be watching some streamers sometimes, people that be doing this streamer shit. Yo, they'll be reading chat, talking, and looking shit up at the same time. My mind do not work that fast, bro. Like, I could do maybe one or two things at once, but, like, I can't read chat and look for shit and talk at the same time and formulate any sort of sentence that's worthwhile, anything that's worth listening to. Hang in there, y'all. I'm not gonna bore y'all to death. I really am. I do got content to get to. I do got shit to get to. Just yeah, man, just hang out with me for a little bit. We really gonna get into it. Milan Loncar was his name. All right, here we go. So this is just I guess like a
new now at 4 o'clock. The recent murder.
An example of what I'm saying.
Of a man in Brewery Town is sparking questions about the legal system. One of the suspects charged with murder was recently allowed out on bail for different violent crimes. It has many asking how and why is that possible? Action News reporter Maggie Kent now live at police headquarters with what we're learning on how these cases move through the court process in the system. Maggie.
Well, Shari, I can tell you that we spoke to the district attorney's office today, and we also spoke to criminal defense lawyers about what may have happened within this process. But we do know that a 20-year-old who has now been arrested for the murder of 25-year-old Milan Loncar was just released from prison 2 weeks beforehand. Police say 25-year-old Milan Loncar didn't put up a fight when two people approached him Wednesday evening while walking his dog. After his pockets were rifled through, Loncar was fatally shot. And now police say they've arrested and charged one of the people seen on that surveillance video, identified as 20-year-old Davis Josephus, who lives just a few blocks from the scene of the crime in Brewery Town. Police say Josephus was arrested just 2 hours after the murder, driving a car reported stolen in a separate carjacking. While 4 others ran off, Josephus was taken into custody. His clothing and description, police say, matching up with the surveillance in Loncar's murder. Just 2 weeks earlier, Josephus was let out of prison on December 29th after paying reduced bail. He was charged with a separate violent carjacking.
I don't know if y'all remember this story from last year. I mean, they obviously explaining it, but yeah, this was a big deal. This was a big deal. Like the let them out Larry people, the police commissioner, not the commissioner, the fraternity order of police, Fat Boy McNesby, Pat McNesby. Yeah, they were screaming at the top of their lungs like this is why we don't like Larry Krasner fucking like getting the fuck out of here. Yeah, like this story was a big deal when it came out. Not only because the victim was white, like that's one part of it. I'm not even going to try to play the race card here, but for the simple fact he was out walking his dog, minding his business. Boy was a college student, like he definitely wasn't into the streets. You know, when somebody's killed in the hood, it's always the news media. They got they reservations, like they don't want to like call any of the victims good guys because they don't know what they're into. The news don't keep up with shit like us, so they don't know who's who when they get killed. They don't know what's going on. But they knew that this boy Milan Loncar was he wasn't from Philly. He came here to go to college. He was a Temple student. I think he was a Temple student, we'll say. Whatever. I think yeah. He went to one of them schools, Temple, South, one of them Jones. But he was just walking his dog late at night, minding his business. And this boy, Josephus, and some other boy came up. And let's finish the story.
Jacking of an Uber driver and for allegedly assaulting and threatening a corrections officer while in custody. Original bail conditions would have required Josephus to pay $12,000 to be released. Instead, 2 separate judges reduced bail, and Josephus was released after paying $3,200. We spoke to Jane Rowe today, a representative of District Attorney Larry Krasner's office. Rowe says in this case, ADAs argued for higher bail amounts, but were denied by the 2 presiding judges. Rowe says there needs to be more information presented in bail hearings and more defendant history information made available to judges. We spoke to defense attorney Chuck Peruto, who was not involved directly in these cases, but he says he often sees assistant district attorneys regularly vying for the highest bail possible when it comes to gun charges.
All right, so y'all get the gist. That was blamed on Larry Krasner. That was used as a point against him, which is completely unfair. But cases like this are used against him all the time. As you heard them saying in a story, Larry Krasner doesn't set bail. Larry Krasner doesn't. He's not the bail. He's not the bailiff. He's not the bail commissioner. He has nothing to do with that process. All he can do is go in there, or his attorneys can go in there and ask for a certain amount of bail. And I'm almost positive. I didn't quite hear it in the story because I was doing something else, but I'm almost quite positive they probably asked for either no bail or, well, I know in this case for sure they did, but whatever his gun crime or his robbery crime was before, they asked for a high bail. I know for a fact they did. And I don't see, some people will say that the commissioner will do stuff like that on purpose to make Larry Krasner look bad. Like if you want to get a little conspiratorial about it, it's a lot of people. Larry Krasner made a lot of enemies before he came into office. A lot. Like, you know, from being a BLM lawyer to back in the 80s when he would go against, in the 70s and shit, when he would go against Frank Rizzo and everything that the police would try to do. Yeah, so point is, Larry Krasner has made a lot of enemies during his time. And so I say all that to say, remember last week when he came out and he was talking about the gangs and shit in the gun violence task force? He made this whole big deal, had this whole big press conference, and everybody was talking about it. Do you know what crimes they was talking about? These two young boys were convicted for their roles in the non-fatal shootings. Not to say that like, he made this whole big fuss and deal about the gang task force and they doing all this, da. And you talking about an arrest for 2 non-fatal shootings when we got, 400 plus murders every year, last 2 years. So Larry Krasner, you got to do better on that front. Like, we don't want to hear a song and dance. I've been rooting for my guy since the beginning. I want to see him do good. So that brings us to today. This article's from June, but the Republicans, the police union, and every Democrat and every politician, every person in any position in government that has an axe to grind with Larry Krasner is now coming out, and they're trying to do a so-called impeachment. Let's read a little bit. Let's just see what's going on here. Three Republican state lawmakers said Monday that they plan to introduce articles of impeachment against Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner over what they called as his dereliction of duty in addressing the city's gun violence crisis. His dereliction of duty meaning he's doing his job, but he's not addressing this issue the way that people, or as quickly as people. So my overall opinion with the way he's handled the gun violence crisis or the gun violence culture in the city is that I feel like we're going through growing pains. I feel like he's got the right policy. He wants to do the right thing. He wants blacks treated as equal as whites. Like, yes, we know there's crime infested neighborhoods, and over the last decades we've tried 5-10 different approaches to it. We've tried tough on crime. We've tried lock everybody up. We've tried stop and frisk. We've tried pull everybody over and charge them and see what sticks. We've tried, beat motherfuckers over the head with y'all batons in the 60s. We've tried guerrilla law enforcement where the cops is just out here doing their own thing. You know how many corruption scandals there was in the 90s from cops taking drugs off drug dealers, whooping their ass, letting them deal on corners as long as they get a cut. Just any sort of corruption you could think of in the police department. Philadelphia police is probably like one of the worst in the country when it comes to that. So, and that's no exaggeration. I'll just say that because I live here. Like, Philadelphia is one of the most racist, most corrupt police departments in the country, and it's so big that it's hard to catch. It's hard to catch people. Like real rap, no joke. So I say that. And if my mind it races, and like sometimes I'll start a sentence or I'll start a thought, and then I'll go off on a tangent, and then I forget what I even started talking about. So just bear with me. Speaking live is not as easy as some people make it look. I know some people get up on this joint and make this shit look sweet, but continually having to talk and nobody to bounce off of back and forth with it's a little difficult, but I'm gonna get used to it. So let's continue. Larry Krasner quickly dismissed this effort as a political stunt and potentially unconstitutional. If they have enough of a reason, I guess, or for what they say is a reason, I don't think it's unconstitutional. But I'm no lawyer what to say. The GOP legislators, none from the Philadelphia area. So these are people coming from Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, Lancaster, anywhere but the city of Philadelphia, where we're dealing with this gun. Like, they don't have the same gun violence issues in Harrisburg. Pittsburgh's a little grimy, a little gritty, but it's nothing like Philly. None of these places is like Philly at all. So you like, as a state, they have to look at Philadelphia as a special case, just like New York City, or New York State treats New York City as like its own entity almost. Like, there's different gun laws in New York City than the rest of the state, and there has to be, because it's a big city with a lot of different people, and we have our own issues going on here that the rest of the state and the rest of the country might not necessarily have going on. So like I said, the GOP legislators, none from the Philadelphia area, said at a news conference in Harrisburg that Krasner, a Democrat, was not sufficiently prosecuting lawbreakers, as shootings and homicide in Philadelphia has hit record levels. That's why I brought up the Milan Loncar. They hang things like that over Larry Krasner's head, when in actuality, the people that he's letting out is, if you get pulled over and, it's 4 cops and they pull you over, they say they pulled you over for a busted tail light, and before Larry Krasner, they would have gotten away with this 100%. But now, if they pull you over and say you got to bust a tail light, and you don't, but that's their reason for pulling you over, and they end up finding 3 gats and some work in the car, the DA's gonna let you off on a technicality. Not let you off, but he's gonna dismiss the case, as he should, because just like we gotta play by the rules, the cops gotta play by the rules. Like, if they suspect you of, if they profile your car, they look and they see 3 young black men in the car, and the windows is tinted a little bit and it look like one of them cars, cops, they make a decision. They think in their head, like, are we gonna find something if we pull this car over, or are we not? In the past, they would make up an excuse to pull you over. Like I said, broken tail lights, tint's too dark, obstructed license plate, you got something hanging in your mirror. Always some bullshit to pull you over just to search your car. And people got hip to it, I guess, like over the last 10, 15, 20 years. But before, people weren't all hip to like, oh, you don't have to let the cops search your car. Like, they can't just do whatever they want. People didn't realize that. So a lot of the times what cops would do, like I said, they would pull you over with a bogus premise, pull you over, ask you, can they search your car? And even if you say yes or no, they was gonna search your car. Like, if you say no, they're gonna go get a dog, or they're gonna say, oh, they smell weed, or whatever. They're gonna make up some excuse. So what Larry Krasner did was like, okay, this is affecting black and brown people primarily. Cops don't seem to be doing this to white people. So what we're gonna do is, we're just gonna like treat them like human beings and like the rest of the citizens in the country. And if you falsely pull somebody over, nothing after that counts, which is the law. You can't illegally pull somebody over and then just, say we found drugs or whatever in the car. That's not how it works. Driving a Crown Vic pulled over, Impala with tents pulled over. Exactly, Kawhi Jamaican. No, that's the exact truth, bro. Like, they profile the shit out of you, bro. If you in one of them squatters, or you in one of them hood cars, you one of them cars that we know all, like, not all, but a lot of young black men between the ages of 16 and 25 like to drive. We all know what the cars look like, and the cops do too. and they profile the shit out of you. They'll pull you right the fuck over, make some shit up, arrest you. So long story short, Larry Krasner came in and said, look, we're not doing that no more. If y'all cops don't come in here and y'all A game with proof, valid reason to pull somebody over. Now, if you speeding and the cop pulls you over and they, they really do smell marijuana in the car and they find some guns and some work, that's cool. That case is going through. That's not getting thrown out. But if you got a good lawyer and they're able to prove, like, look, my tail light wasn't busted, never's been busted, or they can prove, somehow they can prove that it was a legal stop, it's going to get thrown out on a technicality. And of course, you got the racists, you got the Republicans, you got the tough on crime people. Everybody is screaming and hooping and hollering like you letting all the criminals go, when it's the cops' fault, for real, for real. If the cops would just do their job the right way, like, that particular problem is the cops' fault. Like, I'm not blaming any of the gun violence or the murders and shit on the cops. Although, I've been reading this report talking about the reason that the gun violence epidemic has exploded since the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic. And that's very interesting. That report, it starts to talk about like police pulling back, especially after all the large-scale protests. The police had less incentive to actually engage with citizens and do proactive policing. But like I said, sometimes I go off on tangents that has nothing to do with what I'm trying to talk about here, which is the Republicans' attempt to impeach, in my opinion, unjustifiably impeach Larry Krasner. All right, so let's continue the article. Let's get this done. I got some other shit I want to go over with y'all. So yeah. All right. So Krasner, they said, has helped usher in widespread lawlessness in the city of Philadelphia. This isn't about whether or not I like him, says State Rep Timothy O'Neill, whose district is southwest of Pittsburgh. So this man's all the way across the state, and he's feeling some type of way about the way things are done here in Philly. This is about the fact that he's willfully failing to do his job. He sits at his desk, at his district attorney's office desk, with his feet up, not doing his job, according to these people. The announcement came as the city has continued to experience nearly unprecedented levels of gun violence, which we talk about on S.T.V. Philly every episode. And a week after 14 people were shot, 3 fatally on South Street. Remember, this article is from a couple of months ago. We had that shooting on South Street, which I did not cover on this channel, but everybody knows what happened there. In the city's worst mass shooting in years. It also came as Governor Tom Wolf criticized the State House Judiciary Committee for not sending a set of proposed gun safety bills to the full chamber for consideration. Okay. So, I'm not going to read the whole article. As you can see there, there's a humongous effort to get this man out of office because they want to continue to do business as usual. So, this article, Larry Krasner says he will not comply with any subpoenas issued by the state legislative committee searching for grounds to impeach him, calling the probe illegal, anti-democratic, and politically motivated. I do believe it's politically motivated, anti-democratic. I don't know. This is the process. This is the process of democracy. So I don't know if it's anti-democratic. Is it illegal? That remains to be seen. In an interview Tuesday, Krasner said the subpoena issued earlier this month by the Pennsylvania House of Reps committee investigating his office was part of a wholly illegitimate attempt by Republican-controlled chambers to undermine the will of the Philadelphians who voted for him and his reform-oriented policies. And it's not, just for the record, it's not all Republicans. There are some brown-nosing Democrats who are trying to, I guess, make a political name for themselves, who are on that committee also. But yeah, they're trying to get you. They're trying to get your boy out of here. They're trying to get your boy Krasner out of here. Yeah, elections are coming up soon, y'all. So if y'all give a fuck about any of this, vote. I don't know if y'all do, but if y'all care about any of this, please vote. Please vote. All right. So there is a couple other things I wanted to get into tonight. So end of sentence. two videos on here I wanted to go over. This one, which I haven't watched yet, this Young Thug versus Lil Woody, YSL's top snitch. I want to get into that because that directly relates to what's going on in Philadelphia. What they're doing in Atlanta, I believe they're going to try to replicate in Philadelphia. In Atlanta, they have created a gang task force, and their mayor is gung ho, or their DA, one of them, the black lady. I'm not into Atlanta politics like that, but the black lady down there is very gung ho about all the shit that we see and talk about on my channel. The gangs relating to the music, relating to the violence and all that shit. Yeah, they're trying to take a stand against that in Atlanta. And as you'll see soon, I guess, coming up, I mean, I'm guessing they're going to try to do the same thing here in Philadelphia because of the violence that they feel that this rap music is perpetuating. So, in the sense, 1090 Jake, if you're not familiar with him, he's a white guy from Florida. There's this picture right there. He started out doing prison stories. I'm sure everybody knows who he is, but just for the few who might not, he started out doing prison stories about his time in jail. He did a little stretch, did a few years, maybe like 5 or 10 years, something like that, for robbery or gun. He had some shit going on there. As you can see, he's very young in this picture. He's been running this channel for his oldest video for 3 years now. So there you can see his very first video, Florida Prison Test of Heart. I used to watch him just do story times. That's how he started, story times. He would sit here and just tell jail stories. And that's how I found out about this man. Since then, he's kind of switched his content up to like cover street shit going on. The baby, hip hop famous shooter legally strikes again. I missed that one. But anyway, let's not get off track. Let's start the video.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Young Thug's new indictment and the biggest snitch inside of YSL. While things are looking bad enough for Atlanta rapper Young Thug, his case just took a turn for the worst after a new indictment was announced. Arrested back in May of 2022, Thug was one of 28 people indicted under a 56-count Georgia state RICO. Accused of racketeering and participation in criminal street gang activity, Young Thug has been identified as one of 3 founders of YSL, short for Young Slime Life. What many thought of as just a rap label would be described by law enforcement as one of Atlanta's deadliest street gangs with ties to the nationally known Sex Money Murder Gang, a subset of the Bloods. After Thug's arrest, his house will be subject to a search that recovered drugs and a machine gun, leading to 6 additional charges, 3 of which were drug related and the other 3 weapons related.
So y'all hear how small this started. This was not like the way they got Thug arrested was it's just a little crazy, and the way they're gonna try to tie him into everything is even crazier. So for y'all who, for everybody who thinks like, you know, I'm on here doing something crazy on this channel, or I'm federal and shit, because I do get a lot of that sometimes. I do get a lot of comments like that saying I'm federal. So I mean, like, just for the people who think that, just know that law enforcement, they got this. I don't have nothing compared to law enforcement. I know some people out there on the streets, like, and I talked to a couple people about things that's going on, but as far as details of cases and all that shit, yeah, it's like I don't know shit. I don't know shit compared to the law. Just to show y'all what I'm talking about real quick, on Reddit, the thread said the DAO, the District Attorney's Office, mentioned YBC, Pit Boy, Zoo Gang, PNB, Brickyard, Topsides, 5th Street, 7th Street, and Wilson. Now, I've only talked about YBC, Zoo Gang, and Wilson on my channel. I haven't even talked about most of the fucking gangs they even talking about indicting. So I commented, cracking the fuck up. They did this last year and in 2019 because somebody had commented and was like, they getting all their information from S.T.V. Philly and Philly Reddit or something, or S.T.V. Philly, and they said another page. I forget what the other page was. And I said, cracking the fuck up. They did this last year and in 2019, way before my channel. I said, you should probably get off my dick. Y'all niggas dumb as shit if you think my channel is in any way influences law enforcement. My shit is surface level bullshit. The law got so much technology and access to niggas' IGs and cell phones, ballistics and forensics. You think they need a YouTube channel for info? Whoever posted this, niggas goofy. That's what I said. As you can see, I got -3 on the bloopty bloops there. They didn't really like that. Some boy said, "No, you the feds." And I said, suck a fat one, bitch. Niggas stuck on stupid, condoning the dumb shit. You cool with 500 black men getting killed every year, but want to get at a nigga making YouTube videos about the gun violence. He goes on to say, and half the shit you say in the vid is false. You too scared to post who you are. Probably some weirdo from the suburbs, but trying to make money from a false narrative that you created in your dumb ass head. So not that comments like that affect me, but I'm just letting y'all know that there is a narrative out there that I'll be on some like Fed shit, some weird shit. All right, but let's get back to the video.
These charges will be used in an additional indictment that was filed on August 5th. Since news broke of the YSL takedown, it became less of a question if anyone was going to snitch, but more so a matter of who and when. In the days following Young Thug's additional indictment, paperwork hit the internet faster than a celebrity sex tape, accusing one of YSL's shooters of snitching. A blurry picture would make its way through social media, and if anyone squinted their eyes hard enough to read it, it would state a man named Kenneth Copeland, who's more commonly known as Lil Woody, was a witness in the murder of 26-year-old Donovan Thomas, aka P.
This part is important right here because I'm not gonna keep pausing and all that shit. I hate when niggas do that shit. But this part right here is important. One, because people like think like, oh, the government, man, like Young Thug, they just gonna try to indict him off his lyrics. That's bullshit, man. You can't lock somebody up off their lyrics. No. There's so much thorougher than that in their investigations. They're not going off music videos. As you can see here, they got a snitch, they got witnesses, they got probably text messages, phone calls, access to their Instagrams, access to their DMs, access to their phone messages, everything, their voicemails. Probably the only thing they probably didn't do was tap their phones, because I didn't see anything about phone taps in there. But I could be wrong. They could have did that too. Like, don't put nothing past the government when it comes to investigating things they want to investigate, bro. They don't need YouTube videos. They don't need somebody reporting basically news stories and shit. Like, they're not going in that direction. They knew about all this shit well before I posted anything about anything.
Peanut, a high-ranking Inglewood family blood.
You want me right here, nigga? I got one of the biggest bloods in America with me, my nigga. You did. Atlanta, Georgia, nigga.
Morning, the search is on for the person who shot 3 people, including a 14-year-old. One man died.
All 3 victims, including a 14.
All right, Everyday 13 says, yes, it is, because you got, yes, it is, cuz you got to be careful with these channels. So, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? These people in government can look at you in Iraq. Yeah. The people in government can do whatever the fuck they want. Is my point. That's why they don't need YouTube channels. That's why they don't need anything online really, like, that's publicly posted, because they can get all the private shit, all the behind the scenes shit with a simple subpoena or a simple warrant. It's not hard, and the only probable cause they need is I have credible intelligence that this man was I have credible intelligence that this man was involved in a homicide, or that this man was involved in a robbery, or that this man is plotting on a homicide, or that this man is in a gang that's been going back and forth with this other gang who just lost the person. And you know, they could say anything, and the judges most of the time it's just sign their name. They're not like critically going over this shit. And, like, warrants to search your shit is so easy to get for law enforcement these days. That like I'm just being real honest. When I do my videos, bro, like everything I get is like either from police reports, like or newspaper articles, or I'll talk to somebody on the street and they'll tell me like about the situation. But I don't put in my video about anybody that's alive shit that happened. Now, the one thing you could say that's possibly federal that I did on my channel was I said that S.B. might have been there when Lee Ford was shot in his hand. But the part people forgetting is that S.B. is dead. So how am I telling on a man that's dead? And that's the only time you'll hear me talk about who killed who, or a score, or anything like that on my channel, is if the person is dead or they've been convicted of that crime already. My I Mean Hers video, boy, was he was charged with 4 murders, and the very last thing I said on my video is I Mean Hers is innocent until proven guilty. And then when you go through the video, it's all just charges that he was charged with. And like, am I not allowed to report on that? You know what I mean? I had people in my comments section telling me that video was super federal. But really, all I'm doing is regurgitating what the news is telling you in the first place. So come at channel 3 and channel 6 with all that shit.
18-year-old were brought here to Grady Memorial Hospital, and 26-year-old Donovan Thomas.
I hope that's loud enough for y'all. I'm gonna try to fix the
serious
volume now.
condition, and the medical examiner's office confirmed he did not survive.
A significant injury. We had at least multiple gunshots in the upper torso area. He was rushed to surgery.
Thomas died at the hospital. Homicide detectives looked for bullet holes and brought in a police canine to search for more shell casings. They believe it was a drive-by shooting.
That's the word that we're getting. We're trying to see if we can get any type of video to verify that.
According to the DA, this murder was said to have caused 37 violent acts of retaliation, including 4 murders. His death would make rappers choose sides, and as the war between Inglewood family and YSL let loose, this would also be ground zero for the criminal indictment. Kenneth Copeland, aka Lil Woody, was one of multiple witnesses who saw Young Thug at a McDonald's the night of the murder. Woody would tell investigators he was with Young Thug when Thug rented the car used in the drive-by triple shooting that sent fatal rounds through Peanut's chest. He told investigators he knew it was the one the suspects used and stated he was in the parking lot of a McDonald's immediately after the shooting. The McDonald's was 10 minutes away from the shooting scene, and Woody told investigators he watched Young Thug drive his white Jeep into the parking lot as 4 men got out. He identified them as Scarface, Nard, S.B, and Yak Gotti. Scarface would get into Woody's car where he told Woody they just killed Nut. Multiple witnesses stated immediately after the shooting, Young Thug and the suspected shooters would meet at his condo where they packed their bags and headed to Miami. All of these witness statements would easily be confirmed by detectives as cell phone records would show multiple suspects and gang members making calls to Young Thug before and after the murder. Using the same phone records, GPS coordinates told detectives the suspects relocated to Thug's condo in Midtown Atlanta. Multiple suspects, persons of interest, and gang members stated to detectives Young Thug was aware of the murder and even orchestrated it, as witnesses saw him near the murder scene just minutes after it happened and then at the McDonald's 10 minutes away.
Wow. So, Kenneth Lil Woody Copeland was in the mix the whole time. You gotta remember, like, it was so much money involved, like it was so much money going around, and there's so much shit going on, like around this time that he's talking about right now, that like it was probably hard for Thug or anybody on either side to keep up with all these niggas that especially money attracts niggas out the woodworks. So you know it's all these people now. He seemed like he's somebody that was in there, like he been there. But you know, it always be some new people like Taz that took that OBH. It's usually a new nigga. Like it's usually a new nigga that's just because it be so many new people coming in the mix all the time. Hey y'all, listen. I don't have super chats on right now because as we spoke about in the beginning of the show, my channel has been demonetized, unfortunately. So to keep this channel healthy and to keep me motivated to continue to create content, support for the channel would be highly appreciated. Now, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because I'm not the begging type ball, but I am realistic. There's only so many hours in a day. There's only so much time that one man has. And yes, this is a one-man show right now. Everything you've ever seen put up on my channel is research, created, edited, narrated, you know, and uploaded by me. Yeah, so I'm doing everything by myself. One video takes about 40 hours to make, I'd say. Especially the editing. That's the most drawing part, but the research part also takes a long time. So one video could take about a week to make, a week in working hours terms. If I did like 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. So I say all that to say support for the channel is highly appreciated. There's a link in the description it says donate, I believe, or it might say you know, help support the stream or whatever. It's the first link down there. I also have Patreon down there, and I have my Cash App. But PayPal donations are highly appreciated. You can write a message in there and I will absolutely read it on stream. That's one way. Like if you want to guarantee that your message will be read, or you want to guarantee that I will respond to your comment, that is like the #1 way to be sure that I will respond to your comment. So any help is much appreciated. Let's get back to the content though, because I know y'all didn't hear me talk about my money issues.
Paying close attention to the paperwork, it clearly states there were multiple witnesses, meaning Lil Woody wasn't the only snitch, but he may be the biggest snitch in YSL. Another picture of paperwork would find its way to the internet detailing an alleged interview Lil Woody gave to the police. Woody would be named as a victim, and on January 20th of 2020, he was arrested for violating probation.
Chief Keef with 4 white girls. Kawhi Jamaican, yes, that is me.
And transported to the Fulton County Jail. Investigators obtained an order of production before transporting Woody to the police headquarters.
Thank you very much, by the way.
To discuss the recent shootings surrounding the death of Peanut. Surprisingly, Woody didn't give any details on the murder. Investigators decided to ask him about another drive-by in which he was the target and his child and girlfriend were present. Woody gave the name Tay as someone he recognized. Investigators showed him a photo lineup, specifically including a man named Octavius Franklin, a known associate of Peanut and member of the Inglewood family Bloods. Woody was unable to identify Tay, stating there was another Tay, but he didn't know his real name. Woody then said Tay has a brother named Wu, who was a well-known Blood. Investigators knew Wu as Javante Fleetwood, and further investigation would reveal his brother, Dalavante Fleetwood. A photo of Dalavante was shown to Woody, and Woody positively identified him as the one who shot at him.
Damn, Woody. Now, everything that you ever told on the street, the first thing is just keep your fucking mouth shut, bro. Like, you saying who shot at you, who shot, like, this boy wild.
So according to these two pictures floating around social media, Lil Woody not only snitched on his own people for murdering Peanut, but he also snitched on the Inglewood family Bloods for trying to murder him. While many are already convinced Lil Woody is a rat, nobody else has been able to produce any of the paperwork, or even a high quality picture of the paperwork, leaving some speculating it could be fake. But that's why y'all rocking with me, and you know I'm rocking with y'all. A 2016 search warrant for Lil Woody's iPhone will reveal new details of what started the war between Inglewood and YSL.
Now, all right. when it comes to getting paperwork and shit, people really don't know like the efforts you gotta go through sometimes. Like if it's not your case, if somebody close to your family, you don't know the lawyer or whatever, the efforts sometimes you gotta go for, especially an affidavit for a search warrant. Like this ain't some shit you look up on the internet, bro. Like this ain't some shit like that's just, or maybe you can, but you're coming out your pocket, you're waiting, you're you know, I don't know about this, like how Georgia does. I know in Pennsylvania, if I wanted to get like somebody's paperwork or even a police report, I gotta go down to the station. I can file over the internet, but they don't never respond. You gotta go down to the station. You gotta know exactly the person's name. You gotta know the case number. You gotta know like at least like when it happened. You can't just go down there and say, oh, such and such is booked for murder. Can I get his, you know, the arrest warrant for him, or the arrest affidavit for him? Like you gotta have a lot of information, and yeah. So I say all that to say, like, good job on 1090 Jake for going through whatever he went through to get this paperwork. I don't know what he did, but it's way better to get this than to just be talking some bullshit that you heard on the street or regurgitating what the news said.
Confirm Woody is a snitch and reveal another YSL member spoke with detectives.
Sad.
The current investigation states on January 10th, 2015, YSL member Shannon Jackson, aka S.B, fired out of a moving vehicle, shooting high-ranking Inglewood family blood Peanut to death as he stood in front of a barber shop. Initially, this murder was said to be what started the war, but the investigation revealed 5 days prior to the murder of Peanut, an Inglewood family blood named Kelvin Watts assaulted and attempted to rob YSL Woody at a nightclub. The Atlanta gang unit believed YSL took revenge on Inglewood family by murdering the big homie. Hours after Peanut was killed, Lil Woody's girlfriend's parents' house was shot up. Woody denied participating in the murder of Peanut, but how Inglewood family looked at it was he was the reason Peanut died. 6 months after the murder, Lil Woody would fold under pressure as he was the #1 target in the YSL Inglewood war. He'd admit to the lead detective he saw Peanut's killer S.B. along with Scarface, Yak Gotti, and Nard at McDonald's just after the shooting. Woody was there to pick up Scarface, and Scarface told him they just killed Nut. This would confirm the blurry picture of paperwork that made its way to social media was real, and that Lil Woody was a rat. Surprisingly, within the search warrant, it also states Scarface spoke with lead detective Thorpe. Scarface told detectives he was with Young Thug when Thug gave the other men the rental after Thug had spotted Peanut outside of the barbershop. Scarface also told detectives he saw the same rental at the McDonald's after the murder before getting into Woody's car. Further investigation revealed a possible financial motive for murdering Peanut. At the time, he was the manager of Atlanta rapper Rich Homie Quan, who Young Thug wanted to collab with. According to Peanut's family, Peanut and Rich Homie Quan had no desire to make the collab happen, and YSL members, including Young Thug, would attempt to aggressively pressure Rich Homie Quan into doing it, but Peanut wasn't going to let it happen. It's said that around this time, Peanut grew increasingly concerned for his safety in the month leading up to his death, as he believed Young Thug would send someone his way. Peanut's brother, who stood near him moments after he'd been shot, heard Peanut's last words: "Thug had me killed." February 19th, 2015. It had been 6 weeks since Peanut was murdered. Lil Woody walked out of his baby's mother's house carrying a car seat and his 8-month-old daughter. He was gonna take her to the hospital as she was having issues and suffering pain. Walking to the car, he saw a silver Pontiac a block away, and he thought it looked suspicious. As he's putting the baby in the car, the silver car starts approaching. His girlfriend and the mother of his daughter were already in the car as the window of the silver Pontiac began to lower and the barrel of an assault rifle started coming out. Lil Woody told detectives he saw Tay, now identified as Dalviante Fleetwood, as the one aiming the gun. That's when Lil Woody lifted his own .40 caliber Glock before ducking down as the two started exchanging gunfire. He'd grab his daughter, running her back into the house and placing her behind a wall before coming back out, aiming and firing at the vehicle.
Y'all hear that shit? Do y'all hear that shit? Man, listen, man. Like once you have once you have a daughter, once you have a family, it's time to like find a way to start easing yourself out of the situation. This is just unbelievable. The story he's explaining here. He just said man's got in a shootout. Main man got in a shootout. Like in the middle of the shootout, I had to put his daughter away, had to put his little girl away, and then immediately comes back out and starts shooting. Now I understand when your life is in danger, you gotta do what you gotta do. But leading up to this situation, come on, bro, you gotta move. Gotta move smarter than this. And if you have a family, you gotta find a way to start getting out. Like gang banging and all that gang shit is for young men that don't got no kids and don't got a family that gives a fuck about them. Like it's not worth it if you have these things to live for. It's not worth it anyway, but especially if you got a little girl or, you know, now that could factor into why he's snitching, because he's thinking about these things. Oh, I got a family to get home to. I got to take care of my family. This, that, and the third. But these are the decisions you need to think about before you hop in that car, or before you do some of the things that he was just described on.
A total of 8 .40 caliber shell casings will be found at the scene, and the shooter's vehicle would crash into a house porch a block up from the shooting scene. The driver had panicked while being shot at, losing control and crashing. The shooter had been disarmed as a .40 caliber bullet struck the barrel of the rifle, going through it and destroying it, leaving the weapon unable to be fired. The men in the vehicle ran from the scene, and police interviewed Woody, who gave a full statement saying he was the target. Investigators believe this was the 4th time Woody, or those close to Woody, had been shot at since Peanut's death. Woody himself stated the word on the street was that he was responsible for Peanut. Hours after Peanut was killed, his girlfriend's mother's house was shot up with a .223 caliber rifle, and hours after that, his brother's neighbor's house was shot up. The shooters, realizing they made a mistake, went back after and shot up the brother's house. Woody was able to identify Tay as the shooter because he'd known him for a long time, and just 2 weeks before the shooting, Tay had been to his house to meet his 8-month-old daughter. A witness inside of the house the shooters crashed into was also able to identify Tay by a photo lineup. The shooter's vehicle belonged to a woman who told investigators her boyfriend Octavius Franklin, who's also known as Tay, was driving it. She also found it weird that he called her from a different number, saying she should report the car as stolen. Detectives noted the time he called was just after Woody was shot at. Octavius was another member of the Inglewood family Bloods, and according to his Facebook, a close friend of Nut. Now, going back to the second picture of paperwork that hit the internet, it states the day after Woody was shot at, a woman called detectives saying Octavius Franklin had just called her. He told her he was driving down a road when someone started shooting at the car, causing him to crash and leave it at the scene. Inside of the car, police found 2 phones that belonged to Octavius and a broken .223 rifle across the street. Investigators believe 3 to 5 men were sitting inside of the car at the time of the shooting. An overwhelming amount of evidence led to Octavius and Dalviante's arrest, and while in jail, Octavius had his mother call the gang unit detective 4 to 5 times. He would call once, and his girlfriend would call 1 to 2 times, stating he wanted to give a statement to clear his name. Transported from the jail to police headquarters, Octavius would sign away his rights, and detectives would tell him he's facing a possible 25 years, so he needs to provide enough information to work off the 25. Octavius would go on to identify his co-defendant as being on scene, armed with a weapon, and fully explain how the shooting went down. Octavius would repeatedly ask what else he could do, and at one point even offered to wear a wire for the police. Detectives made it clear they want information on the murder of Peanut, which caused a war between the Bloods in Atlanta. Now it's clear YSL Lil Woody is a snitch. It's evident that YSL Scarface also spoke with detectives and identified everyone in the shooting of Peanut as being present that night, including Yak Gotti. Yak Gotti also gave a previous statement to police in one of 2 interviews that were used to indict another YSL member with conspiracy to commit murder. It's now known that members of Inglewood family Bloods have been targeted by police, and Tay has willingly cooperated. And it's crazy to think that from Inglewood family's perspective, it was Lil Woody who started the war after getting Nut killed. But from YSL's point of view, Nut was only killed after Woody was attacked and damn near robbed in a club by Inglewood family. In the end, Woody would snitch on Inglewood family and his own gang who was willing to go to war behind him. So for Young Thug, it sounds like too many members of his own gang, never mind the other gang, have given statements and identified him as the one who orchestrated the murder of Peanut and saw it through, as they've identified him as being in the area before and after the murder. With time, I'm sure even more statements will break the internet, as Lil Woody has been in paperwork dating back to 2016, and it's only just now coming to light. But with the pressure of these new indictments being applied, more members will be tempted to come forward. At this time, YSL's biggest snitch, Lil Woody, is an inmate within the Georgia State prison system after a plea deal for a drug conviction sentenced him to 15 years, with 3 years to be served in prison and 12 years on probation. Lil Woody has not been indicted in the YSL takedown, and his earliest prison release date is August of 2023. Man, the amount of snitching in this case, given my honest opinion, Young Thug's freedom might be a thing of the past. I'm not trying to speak negatively. I'm not biased in this situation. I'm taking into account the amount of evidence they already have, the amount of witnesses they already have cooperating, who are YSL gang members, Inglewood family Bloods, and just everyone else, all the miscellaneous people. And then you got to take into consideration how many people within that 28-man indictment are about to stop cooperating. But with Lil Woody in the prison system, if he is
everything that's going on right here that he's talking about, that's just going on in Philly, believe it or not. Now, the YSL, that's also a state RICO case. The YSL Young Thug John. I don't know if they've ever done a state RICO case in Philly. I'm trying to remember a state RICO case. I mean, there've been plenty of grand jury indictments of organizations, of drug trafficking organizations. But I mean, so maybe in chat somebody can remind me if y'all can remember any state RICO cases in Philadelphia, and coming from the city of Philadelphia. No, I can't. Not off the top of my head. South Street. Now, that wasn't a state RICO. I think that was a grand jury indictment. That was a federal like indictment, but it wasn't a RICO case. Like where they tied like the gang organization into the money, into the everybody conspiring as one to like further the gang. That's basically what a RICO is. And I don't think the 27th Street was a RICO, John. They did one in 2019. They did another indictment of them South Street Bulls, South Philly Bulls, excuse me. And I guess it was last year. It was another indictment. Yeah, and then Oschino's son Muji he got tied up and all that. He ended up getting snitched on, and not only did he get snitched on, but he got 20 to 40. He probably gonna do a good. He gonna do a good 20 years probably. I mean, like I don't wish jail on nobody, obviously, or anything, but he knew what it was. I mean, if anything. And it's crazy because his relationship with his dad, like he didn't speak too highly of their relationship. So any Oschino fans out there would probably know the situation. But Oschino had a lot of children. He had a lot of kids, a lot of baby moms, spread out all over the city. I think it was like I think he got like 6 kids. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But Oschino got a couple. I mean, I got 2. That's enough for me. I don't know, and it's by the same woman. I don't. Just the idea of having 2 or 3 or 4 different baby moms, and having to keep up with all that. I don't know how y'all niggas do it. I know some people out there doing it. I don't know how y'all do it, but yeah. So Oschino ended up not having a good relationship with his son. Actually, Muji just did an interview with. I think it was Philly Fame TV. Muji did an interview, and there's a part in there he's talking about. There's a part in there where he's talking about his relationship with Oschino. Let me see. Hold up, y'all.
Already know who to call So what was it like having that as your father, not just him being a street boy, but then him being a well-known rapper and shit too? Like, what was that like?
See, growing up, you know, you look just like him, you know, everybody praising. It gave me it opened a lot of doors for me. Like, as far as that aspect,
Hope y'all can hear that.
Like, relationship-wise, me and him,
the volume is all the way up.
It ain't really as close as it should be. I feel as though, like, he broke it.
It's all the way
so
up.
he ain't really know how to be a dad to me. He trying now, so I salute him. I love him. It's just, I feel as though it wasn't enough for me. And I still be looking for it. He be trying, but it's just, you know.
Oh, somebody said he got 8 kids. Yeah, so I was trying to go easy on him. I said 5 or 6. He got 8. Yeah.
Make an effort. He put in some work, but you know, like, he broken, man. I love him. Yeah, I mean, we know we communicate, talk. He try to help me through the process of my situation because he been there before. He know what it's like.
Right.
But I be expecting more. Like, you know, like, I'm grown, but like, damn, like, I need my dad when this shit real now. You mean?
So this is a man sitting in prison for murder. Well-known father, well-respected father. His father is respected all over the city. Of course, there's Oschino haters, but overall, Oschino is a well-liked man throughout Philly. I dare to say he's a legend in Philadelphia. As far as like what he did with state property and like as far as he went, like, even though like, you know, Beanie Siegel went a little further, Freeway and all that, like dropped the platinum album and all that. But Oschino, in terms of spitting, he was probably, him and Beans go neck and neck in state property as far as like who's the best spitters. But everybody knows Oschino, everybody know his story, everybody know like who he is. So here we are, you know, I was listening to Oschino coming up. So here we are, decade plus later, we in 2022, and we got an interview with Oschino's son. Real world, he's out there saying, like, listen, I'm not blaming it on my dad, but I wish he was around to kind of like give me the advice he's giving me now. Because basically what he's saying is, yeah, I'm booked now. My pops, he's holding me down a little bit with advice now, but he wasn't around when I was out there running around, you know, allegedly shooting people, allegedly, you know, getting myself caught up in murders and shit. So like, you know, that's very important. Like, is so important, I believe, that if they did a poll of all the murderers in the country, I would go as far as to say a large percentage of those would be fatherless or single parent, whether it be the mom, maybe the mom's gone and they're missing the mom, love from mom, and they end up going out there and raping women or you know, having a, you know, being a serial domestic abuser. It's very important to have a good relationship with both your parents, and for as parents, it's very important to be in your children's life no matter what the circumstance is. I don't care if you got 6 baby moms. I don't care if you got 8 kids. It's very important. Now, none of this is to blame anything on Oschino. He didn't pull the trigger. He didn't get charged for murder. I mean, you make your own decisions as a man, but all this plays an important part in your development as a man. Going from a boy to a man, to have your father there, not only as a role model. And I'm not saying anything that y'all don't know. Like, this is common sense, but it's so lacking that I feel I need to take a few minutes here to explain how important it is, because as you can see, not everybody takes it seriously.
Right. You know, I expect more from you. I mean, but you know, I take you with a shortcoming.
Right. Got you. And you know, like I said, he got his own story and all that as well. That far as he been through a lot in his life. Now, I mean, growing up, and then, like I said, he been shot up, been to jail, in and out of jail and shit like that. So I can understand what you're saying. Probably like he wasn't as present probably for you because he been, you know, in and out of jail doing his thing with his life and all that. So, I mean, but so to touch on that, like I was talking to you earlier, shit. So a lot of people, you know, you can elaborate on this because it kind of go with what you said. Where a lot of people will look like, yeah, you Oschino, son, like what you doing in the streets, getting caught up and all that, like what you doing out here? Like, I mean, doing like, so what would your response be to that? I mean, basically.
Like, I mean, I was spoiled. They had me spoiled. I mean, my nan and my mom and them. So, like, my dad, he'd come around. You know, he'd be doing tours, shows. He'd be on the road. So I wasn't really with him, so I'm running around being a knucklehead. So it was like,
right there.
I was just out there, and it was like too late after a while, because I'm like, damn, I don't be with my dad. Like, I'm trying to own my homies. So it was like, that's really the just of that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
Right. So you pretty much was just doing your own time, doing your own thing for the most part,
yeah,
man.
cause it's like,
Really, y'all kill me with the yeah means. Yo, it's so many interviews I watch, and that's half the words spoken is yeah mean. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm trying to say, bro. Shit like that. Like, come on, we gotta get our vocabulary up. We got Muji's doing a good job of expressing himself in this interview. He's not doing so much of that, but I think YBC Duel just did an interview, and I swear to God, I promise you, half the words was Yamin, or you feel me, or you know what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, it's just, we gotta get our vocabulary skills up. We gotta learn how to express ourselves vocally, and be able to exactly how he just vocalized how he felt about his father. These things are never talked about on the streets. Like, this is a conversation that he could have been having with his mans when they got their gun in their hand about to go kill somebody, allegedly. That's when these conversations need to be had. Like, open up to y'all friends, to y'all mans, to y'all young boys about how y'all feel, how y'all feeling in this world, how this world can make you feel alienated, and growing up in the hood and having to carry around a gun, how that makes you feel. Like, we hear all the rah-rah shit and the drill music, and everybody celebrating they kills and all that, but them niggas is going through torture every day, bro. Like, unless you a psychopath or a sociopath, you don't kill somebody and not feel some sort of remorse, or you don't have niggas try to kill you and not feel some sort of anxiety every single day, every time you walk out the crib, or if you was shot at, some sort of PTSD, or if you was bullied in school, like the feelings you might have towards the world now that you grown and got a gun in your hand. Like, all this shit is not talked about, but it all plays a part. And I think people see the violence and they see all the nonsense going on, and they just kind of write it off as that's just gang culture. That's just especially white people who don't really understand what's going on in the hood. They just think it's a black problem, like, specifically or exclusively, as if black people think, or their emotions or their processing of information is different. No, it's the same. The conditions, the mentality, all that shit is on us. We need to change all that, but it all starts with talking about the real problems, like really what really is the issue, the deep-seated root, root of all these issues. I don't know how much more of this interview, because I got a couple things I want to go over in this. This is an interesting interview. Maybe y'all could tell me in chat if y'all, this is a 30-minute interview. They go over a lot of things, a lot of interesting things. I can skip through some parts, but here, do me a favor, people viewing the chat. Type 1 if you want to continue watching this. Type 2 if you want to move on to my next story, which is, I'll just tell y'all now, I'm going to be talking about Gina 2, who is a model who came down with HIV. She was actually, it progressed all the way to AIDS because she didn't check on it at all. This is her. There's a lot of things to go over. I have a lot of thoughts, feelings about this. So we could do both, obviously, or we can move on to Gina right now. So let me get a 1 for Muji, a 2 for Gina, or a 1 for Muji and a 2 for both. Put it like that. I'll give y'all about 30 seconds. And if only one or two people vote, we going with them. I mean, let your voices be heard now. Now's your chance to participate in this democracy. All right, we got 2 for Muji. We got 2 people voted for Muji. Terrence wants to do. Oh, okay. Terrence wants to do. We'll move on. Eli wants to do. All right, 10 seconds left. We're gonna do it like that. Get your votes in now. You only get 1 vote, Eli. I'm sorry, bro. You're getting outvoted right now. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I've watched this interview before, so I can, you know, I know where the important parts are, the good parts. I'm not going to let it meander and everything. We're going to continue this interview with Muji. Once again, anybody just join her, anybody who's not familiar, Muji is the son of Oschino. He is right now booked on a homicide that happened in 2017. He's accused of killing Nasir Livingston, young Newski the GOAT from 27th Street. Nasir was 17 years old when he was killed. He was killed inside of a Chinese store at 27th and Dickerson. They accused Muji and Khaled Harrison, who they call Baby, who is Leaf Ward's friend. He even talks about how he met Leaf and in his story. So that's how Leaf Ward kind of fits into all this. He was cool with them, and he disses 27th Street heavily. King Lord, SB, all them niggas. But that's who Muji is. He's locked up for murder. He was already convicted. I think he pled, actually. He talks about, I think he pled guilty. He was ratted on. Somebody spilled all the beans. So let's continue with this interview. It's pretty good.
It was fun. That he wanted to come get me. He pulled up. He pulled up. Yo, out there. In the Jag. This and that. They told my dad come through. But it's like, I ain't want to be with him. I was like a little proud. Like, I'm my own nigga. Like, I don't need him. Like, I'm going to run around and do me. You know what I mean? Being a kid,
Right. So you basically like, man, I want to make my own name, be my own man, basically.
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
Right. And there's a lot of y'all too, cause he had a lot of kids, so it's a lot of, you got a lot of siblings and shit like that. So speak a little bit on that too, like touch a little bit on that, because there's so many of y'all, and a lot of y'all, if not most of y'all, look like him too, like, man.
Yeah, I got 7 siblings on my dad's side. That's Vaz, my little brother that died in an accident, October 24th. You know what I mean? My little brother Malachi, they the same age. And I got my sister that's older than me, Bahira. I got Yuri, Ajmal, and Javier, and Yasir. So there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
I got 6 sons and 2 daughters. You know what I mean? Including me, you know what I mean? So it's like 8 of us.
There you go.
Right.
8.
So that's a nice little squad you got.
Yeah.
No, but I definitely seen y'all pics together. So I salute that. At least all y'all had some type of relationship and all that. So that was cool. And what age did you start like getting in trouble and stuff? Being though you say you was locked up in Glen Mills when you was a young boy. So like, what age did you really start getting out there, getting active, getting in trouble and shit?
Like I was doing little stuff, but like nothing too crazy. It wasn't until December. I would say like 2015. Like I got caught up, and I went to the Youth Study Center, and then from there I went to the Mills, and I was there from 2016, 2017. And then like after that, it was just I couldn't turn back around. Like it was already up. You know what I mean? I had came across niggas from the other side. Situation occurred. It got tricky, and I ended up there. You know what I mean?
Got you. So you was in there for like a year and a half, a year and some change, something like that.
Yeah.
Damn. So you come home, right? So at what point? Cause I know you. We touched on it a little bit off camera or on the phone or whatever. I want you to explain the story, like Leaf Ward. At what point did y'all meet and explain? How y'all initially linked up and all that and got cool.
Alright, we met. Y'all know Baby, my man Baby. That was my guy. You know what I mean? So he supposed to come get me. So he come to the back of the crib. So when he comes to the back of the crib, I see 2 people in the drum. So I clutch like, whoa, who that? He called me like, bro, that's me, chill out. So he pulled up. There's somebody in the back seat. He had a hoodie on. So I'm like, damn, so you bringing niggas in my crib? Like, who is he? He intervened. Like, no, I need Leaf. Like, I knew who he was. Like, dang, like, I ain't knowing that. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I'm just saying, though. And then he like, listen, bro, like, I'm on y'all type time. Like, I ain't knowing that. Like, I'm mobbing out. Live my guy. That's Baby, you know what I mean? So I'm like, if that shit, man, we cool then. So we busting it up. We get to talking. Let's get something to eat, and we could really finish. And me and my band for like coming off a little aggressive, you know what I mean? So I get everybody cheesesteak platters from this little store in Southwest. Cheesesteak platters, juices, sodas, and all that shit, you know what I mean? And we busted up. And we was talking about playing who we want to do. And we took that picture. You my guy, my brother, you know what I mean? I met him.
No, he talking about meeting all the people from Tasker and shit. Cool story, but the important shit's a little bit.
That was the plan.
further down.
O was with it, Beans was with it. We just never put it into play, in full effect.
He's asking about if he ever did would do a song with Beans and YD, because YD is Beans' son, and him and Oschino, all four of them on the track. He said it never came to fruition, but it's a couple good parts in
He
here.
like how to really be a man, because I was a kid when I got like, boy,
Here we
like,
go.
I don't need no. He like, no,
Shit with Pipe Street Kev and how he kind of, you know, had an influence on your life or whatever.
yeah, Kev, man, that's my heart. I mean, yeah, with it, you mean? It's my heart. So it's like, you know, he's married to my mom. I met him when I was in Glenville. She came to visit me. She brought him up. I'm like, who this boy? Like, I don't need no. He like, no, listen, man. I respect what you did. You did what you had to do to survive. I ain't trying to be a dad. I'm gonna just guide you and show you what's up. So I'm like, cool. He made sure I had 990 poles, substitutes at the mills. I came home. He like, dang, you home now. I'm gonna show you a good time. Took me to get me PRPS this, Gucci that, giving me red bottoms, taking me to day parties, teaching me like how to really be a man, because I was a kid when I got out. I was 16. I came home, I was 18. And he molded me, showed me clock bar. You know what I mean? I'm the Eagles. He found me, like he just molded me and really like had a hold on me. Even when I had got indicted in the county, he was making sure everything on my affairs was straight. You know what I mean? Then he got put down a little time later. That shit crushed me, man. Like, that was like my dad, man. Like, my graduation, he made it. Like, he made it to my graduation. Like, you know what I mean? My pop didn't even make that jump. You know what I mean? Whatever situation popped up, whatever. But Kev made it, you know what I mean? Like, he dared to me. You know what I mean? And I pray that Allah make his grave filled with light. And
Go ahead from there. Go ahead.
And when they came, they had all these big ass AR-15 flashlight, woo. So they come. I'm like, damn, fuck, they grabbed me for like, I ain't even do shit. You know what I mean? They come put me in zip tie. They take me out. They got the whole joint blocked up. I'm just how I was living back shelving. Like, I'll tell them all that. You know what I mean? They take me. I ain't know I was down for it. They're talking to the roundhouse. They take me to the second floor. They say homicide. You get a purple and gold letters. I'll never forget this shit. I walked in, I'm like, damn, homicide. Fuck is they? I mean, they sit me down. I go inside the room. Mind you, nobody read my rights. So when you come in, I'm like, listen, am I under arrest and leaving? They like, man, sit back down. They charge me, boom, we charge you with murder, such and such and such and such. I'm like, damn, I need a lawyer, nothing to rap about. They take me downstairs to the basement. They tell me I got no bail, whatever. And then they take me to the F. They take me to the F and all that shit. I was on your main intake, yeah. And then from there, I was on the F. I was with the F. I went to B14, and I was on quarantine for.
And now you in there with the adults for a more serious situation. Like, what was that transition like early on? I mean, like, how was that for you?
Like, I was naive. I was like, I wasn't say I was scared. I was nervous. I had butterflies because I ain't know like how it was gonna be my first time in the county. I'm skinny. I'm little. I'm a kid. I'm down for some drama. Yeah, I mean, I ain't really. And I heard the story, so I'm like, dang, like I probably might gotta go through something. I'm like, it was just all types of stuff running through my mind. I'm like, damn, like, and I'm like, I gotta sit for at least 2-3 years. Like, I was just all types of shit running through my mind. Like, I ain't know how this shit gonna play out.
Right. So at some point in time, you know, after being there for a minute, obviously you get adjusted and acclimated to it. So just to explain for young people that been coming in there since you've been in there, what is it like? Are you been a young boy, you in there,
yes,
you dug in for a couple years, and then you seeing new young boys come in there. I mean, what's that like? How you look at them? Like, do you see them how you was when you first came in? And what's that exchange like when you see another young boy come in like how you was? Like
when they come in, because I came with a chip on my shoulder, like hard as nails. Like, I mean, so I see somebody. Like, I don't like bullying and I don't like niggas going through shit. So I tell them, like, listen, let me holler at you, bro. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm going to give you a blueprint. This is the rundown. Fall back, stand down from here. Don't do this. Look out for this. Stay here. And I try to guide them and mold them because that should be corny. Like, going to the whole no communication, just family for 90 days at a time. Stuff changed. That's the whole season. You know what I mean? So I try to tell them, like, it's corny. You want to get a name for running around and stabbing. That don't mean nothing once you here. You only going to make your time harder and longer than what it is. So I try to tell them so much, and I give them their due process. You only got a few times before I'm like, oh, I'll let you learn on your own. But I'm going to grab. If I like you, I'll watch you observe. I take you into the wing.
All right. Now, for the people that's tuned in, I mean, young boys, old heads, whoever, I mean, that know about your story, that's familiar with your story. Now, I mean, being as though you've been in there for, like I said, 3.5 years now, I mean, so I'm sure you learned some stuff, I mean, that you didn't know before when you was on the outside, that you could share with some young Mujis out here that's in the streets, that's on the path that you was on, I mean, about to go exactly where you at. So, like, what's your message or what's something you can share that you learned that could probably help somebody avoid, you know, walking down that path that you walked down?
Listen, I'm going to start off by here. Look at you, walk an example. I mean, I thought that it could happen to me. I mean, I'm hemmed up, fighting murder cases, fighting attempts. I mean, fighting people in the county, going through stuff. I mean, you think it's cool, you think it's gonna sound good until you're behind these walls. You put this burden on your mom, whoever's supporting you. I mean, lawyer, you think everybody say like you, they your homies. A lawyer's not getting paid for it. I mean, it's.
Somebody had commented earlier and said, yo, stop spamming my chat, yo. They said the thing is reaching these guys before they gotta go to jail. He said, I watched the interview. The sad thing is it takes getting 20 to 40 for him to see the bigger picture. My thoughts exactly, bro. Like, he's young. I think Muji, you know, he's early 20s. I don't know his exact age, but he's definitely early 20s. And it's just, yeah, everything he's saying right now is 100% facts, but it's just like, damn. Like, either you knew all this and just ain't give a fuck and was trying to look cool, or you learned a lot in the last 2 years that you didn't learn in the first 20 years of your life. Like, everything he's saying right now is facts, but damn, like, why you saying it now? Like, you should have been saying this in the middle of everything that was going on. Like, that's just how I feel about the situation, man. Like, he's in jail for some street shit that was unnecessary, that didn't have to happen, and he's saying everything that we all know. I mean, as Freeman sitting here on the outside, I don't know if anybody that's in chat is going through some drama and shit, but I mean, for the most part, I expect everybody in here that had a life relatively, like, at least not in danger. You know, like, you're not out there killing people. I say all that just to say that, like, yeah, everything he's saying right now is facts, but damn, like, if only you said this 2 years ago.
It's chaotic. I mean, then you get there, you see shit real. Who really love you? Pictures, people spending you about money, people playing with you because you're far away from home, people not picking up. They get lonely and stressful. And it's like, you know, everybody got a homie next to them that's probably with you right now watching this. You got to question that, boy. Stay away from me. Because there's people that I loved and I felt that they'd never do that. I have 800 pages of testimony. And our paperwork. 800 pages of testimony. Nigga had 800 pages of testimony. You know what I mean? I sat in the county for 2 years, came down to be charged even more attempts. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until I got close to the trial, they disclosed the witness and told me what's going on. And there was somebody that was there to me. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's not what you want. They throwing around 20, 40s, 35 to 70s, and 40 to 80s, 22 and a half to 45s. And you like, man, I ain't taking that shit. But then you don't want to be sitting
Who's
your
the
life.
witness? That's what I want to know.
Crossroads. Them bitches leave you. Your niggas going. You know what I mean? You only got your umi, your mom, your sisters, your aunts, uncles. So obviously cherish your relationship and people that's trying to help you. Your family. Hug them, love them more, kiss them more. You know what I mean? Like, stay out the streets. Like, and if you're going to be in the streets, just know that's going to come with it. When you come in here, ain't no copping out, ain't no hide, ain't no ducking, no red. Don't think, and the people folks that's always in here. So don't think because you did some shit in the dark, it's going to come to the light. Once somebody
Don't think because you did some shit in the dark, it's going to come to the light. What he's saying is, like, this, most murders, nobody knows. Like, we talk about a couple things on this channel. Like, what do I got? 20 videos on my channel? It was 499 murders, 562 murders. You know, that's name there. 1,000 murders last 2 years. So including this year, we well over 1,000. Most of the killers are not known except for the people on, like, that's close to them, people on the street, that's people that's part of the, I mean, inner circle and shit, they know. But the general public doesn't know about 99.9% of the murderers that go on. So what he's saying is, what you do in the dark, he was saying that, like, you in jail by yourself, everything you did on the street don't matter because you in there by yourself. You mean niggas gonna try to get at you from the other side. Like, you mean, you might got a couple of your homies in there, but like I said, ain't no guns. This nigga small as shit. Muji like probably like 5'6", 100 pound, 130 pounds soaking wet. You know what I mean? So he don't got no blick on him. He don't got nothing but his fist and his little whatever he making there. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? You know how they doing there. And that's all you got. And if you kill somebody on the street, you kill somebody folks on the street, you best believe they gonna know about that shit in there. You best believe, like, you know what I mean? Like, everything in the dark comes to the light, like you said.
So it was like, to avoid all that shit, like, you know how embarrassing this feels? when they tell you, oh, get naked, give me a piece, every piece of equipment, squat cough, turn around, get naked. You know what I mean? All right, damn.
That too.
I lock in. Yo, man, get off the phone. Like, yo, like, turn that shower off. Like, it's you, they own you. You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's not what you want, bro. Like, it seemed cool because we get glorified, but this shit's nothing. We just make the best of it, you know what I mean?
No. So let's speak on your current situation. I mean, you got hit with the charges.
All right, listen, right? I had got hit with these charges. First, I got charged. When I first got grabbed, I got hit with the body, and they took the gat on me. You know what I mean? So I got charged with the body and the gat. You know what I mean? But I spent some years in the county. I got recharged, and then my old head, mine, like, damn, like, you got hit with a joint. He brought a lawyer for me. Well, he had a lawyer retained already, because I had Jack McMahon. He got me Tyreek Shabazz. You know what I mean? That's who got me the 20 to 40.
Jack McMahon, he, like, as a lawyer, he gets a lot of people off of murders, bro. A lot. There's been so many stories I read that people who beat bodies, and Jack McMahon was a lawyer. He one of them. There's a few in Philadelphia, but he definitely one of them.
With time credit, so I got 17. You know what I mean? And that was well needed. Like, he came through, like, listen, look, bro, like, I ain't meet you personally, like, in the streets, but the stories I heard from you, and your folks is my folks, I respect what you stand for. I got this lawyer, and take that. You got 2 lawyers when you go inside the courtroom. You know what I mean? And that's how that played out. You know what I mean?
So when they first gave it to you, you know what I mean, or you took what they gave you, what was your reaction to that? Like, your thought process after you finally processed how much time they actually gave you?
Listen, right? I'm like, oh, fuck, duh. Oh, no, like, fuck that shit. But I'm like, damn. I talked to a couple people that's closer than me, guys. Like, damn, bro, how to gel? Like, damn, like, how you cope with it? So I see people on the walk. They like, damn, bro, you moody, like, you such and such. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Like, no, I'm just saying, though, man, I respect your hand, though, bro. Like, keep your head up. I'm like, if you up here with me, like, you know what I mean? Keep your head up too. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I ain't know how big my name got or how big my platform was until, like, you know, people tell me, they show me. But I seen the shit myself a little bit, but, you know, I'm restricted movement. So, like, I don't really see how the world see me, you feel me?
Right. That's crazy because I turned the camera back on. I recorded that shit that you just. So that was a heavy little clip right there. So now we could jump back into the part when you was talking about when they first gave you the time. You know what I mean? You was like, fuck it at first, but you hollered.
All right, y'all get it. Yeah, sad story all around. Everybody involved. I mean, young man lost his life. 9 niggas got indicted. Probably like 13 people got indicted. This is the 2019 indictment, or 2021 indictment, excuse me. 2019, same thing happened. A whole bunch of people got indicted. Yeah, man, like, streets is fucking wild, bro. Like, it's nothing you could do when you in there. It's over. Like, he played the game, and I don't know what you want to say. He lost, what? Chances are you're gonna lose the game, though. You're either gonna be dead or in jail. This is how the story ends for most people, bro. Like, it's not even debatable at this point. How many 60-year-old gangsters you know? I know a few. There's a few old heads I got that really been through it, like, I mean, and they came out on the other side alive. But that's not the typical story. I mean, that's like, you hear all the good shit in the rap music. You hear all the good shit. Niggas talk they shit on Instagram and shit and talk about, you know, how great everything is. But you're not gonna hear from the dead people. They not gonna tell you this shit sucks being dead. People in jail, like, you don't hear from the jails that much. Respect the Philly fame for you know, giving the jail a platform, giving them a chance to speak their mind and everything, because that's very crucial. People on the outside need to hear what's going on inside. They need to know what these guys are thinking in there. I did an interview with Vito, who's locked up for a lot of he's accused of a lot of murders. And yeah, that was a very interesting interview with him. Just hearing, like, and he's on the same tip Muji on. Like, he on the other side of it. He know this shit is bullshit. I asked him about drill music specifically. He said it's all bullshit. Meanwhile, he come from the Blum. You know what they going through right now. We're not even gonna get into all that right now. But, like, you know, like, that's just how it goes. The ending. This is how the ending goes for a lot of people. All right, boom, Muji, cool. We got that done. There's 2 more things I want to talk about with y'all. The first thing is going to be leading into the second thing. So, Kevin Gates trends on Twitter after video of him aggressively mimicking sex acts on stage goes viral. I'm not gonna play the video, but basically it's exactly what it said. Aggressively mimicking sex acts on stage. Yo, the boy Kevin Gates is wild. I'm gonna put it like this. Kevin Gates is one of them niggas like he just don't have a filter. He say whatever's on his mind, however he feeling. When it comes to women, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to the streets, when it comes to rap, when it comes to how he feel about niggas, you know what I mean? Like, he's always gonna keep it a buck. That's why I like Kevin Gates. I like his music too. However, there's a few things that I find problematic that perseveres the hip hop community. And that is the casual treatment of sex, or the kind of the kind of people kind of just take it, make a joke out of it most of the time, or act like it's just this intrinsic part of life that you don't even need to think about. You just, fuck bitches and get as many girls as you can and fuck as many as you can and dick them down and do them all dirty and treat them. You mean, like, there's a narrative in hip hop that's been in hip hop for years. And so what comes with that is you got women out there chasing that kind of lifestyle. Men are also chasing that kind of lifestyle, but men are the one who perpetuate it and make it palatable and make other men feel like it's okay. What am I talking about? Why am I talking like this? Like, why am I talking about sex and the problems in hip hop community? Well, a lot of the times, like, you'll see like I said, the same thing with drill music. You'll see the good side of it. People, you hear the songs and everybody having a good time. We getting all the girls. We going to the club. We gonna bring a couple back to the telly. We gonna dick them down. Everything gonna be cool. Now, not that I'm expecting this message in music, but hopefully, because I remember in the 90s and the early 2000s and late 2000s actually, safe sex was kind of like a topic. Like, people talked about it a lot. It was on people's minds, and it wasn't kind of like an afterthought or a joke. Rarely hear people talk about best practices, safe sex, like wear a fucking condom every time. You gotta strap up. I know you might tell your kids this, but this needs to be a message out in the community, because kind of the AIDS crisis happens in the late 80s, early 90s and shit. I call it a crisis. What it really was people didn't really know much about it, so they kind of made it into this boogeyman, this scary thing. But HIV is just sexually transmitted disease that you get from having sex with somebody unprotected that has it. It's very simple. It has nothing to do with you being a whore, or you don't get it like the more promiscuous you are or the less promiscuous you are. You can get it having sex one time. Of course, the chances of you getting it is, the more unprotected sex you have, the more chance there is of you getting it, because there is a lot of carriers of that disease in this country. So Kevin Gates has always been a person that has been kind of like just very open about sex and talking about it, but kind of leaves that part out. So the reason I'm talking about that is because there's a model, an IG model, Gina 2, who's been linked to a few rappers at this point. I know Nick Cannon, for sure. Chief Keef, I think, is one of them. She's been linked to a bunch of rappers. We'll read a little bit. An Instagram model has revealed that she discovered she has AIDS for almost a decade. Hold on. Oh, my fault. An Instagram model has revealed that she discovered she had AIDS for almost a decade, and she unknowingly carried on with life, and only recently discovered that she was a carrier of disease. Let me read that again. She had AIDS for almost a decade, just recently discovered that she was a carrier for the deadly disease. She's an IG model. And you look at her face. Listen, let's be honest, gentlemen. You're not turning that down. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. She got the tats. I'm a sucker for tats. I tell you that straight from the gate. I'm a sucker for tats, bro. She tatted up. All right, let's continue reading. The woman Gina Hugh made the shocking revelations on her TikTok account, where she shared that she was so sick and on the verge of dying when doctors finally realized what was wrong with her. Hugh was linked with several celebrities in the past who shared Instagram and Facebook account, including Dave East, Nick Cannon, Breezy, Sosa, among others. It's unclear if she dated those men, and she has declined to name anyone who might be at risk. On her TikTok account, she says she does not know who gave her the virus or how she got it, and only that doctors told her that the virus has been in her system for around 8 to 10 years. 8 to 10 years. How many people y'all... Let's leave out the Instagram model part. Like, just regular people. How many times you think you have sex unprotected, let's be real, in the span of 8 to 10 years? Thousands? It's 365 days in a year. So that times 10. So that's 36,000 days, something like that. 37,000 days. I'm tripping. 3,000. And this ain't a math channel, y'all. But listen, that's a lot of days, is what I'm saying. So let's just say you have sex twice a week. So that's hundreds of times right there, hundreds of times. So, all right, let's continue on. In her video, she's not revealed any information about her intimate relationships over the years. According to two, they were saying Hugh, but I think it is two. They're saying two, but because her Instagram account is Gina 2, but they were saying Gina Hugh earlier. All this is true though, everything they're saying, because I've looked into this myself. According to 2, did she not know she had AIDS for 10 years? 2 has shared videos of her when she confirmed that she had lost the ability to walk and now uses a wheelchair. She has had a massive weight loss, which she says is due to the virus attacking her body. She dropped down to 65 pounds at a point. She also revealed that she's now blind in one eye. 2 said she's in her mid-20s and may have contracted the virus somewhere around 17 to 19. Now, let's see. In the meantime, she shared numerous updates, which include her in the hospital, her blood count, all that good stuff. She's doing a little bit better now. Like, she was real sick at one point. All right, so let's see.
So I get this question a lot. I do not know who gave it to me or where I got it, how I got it. All I know is that because I was so sick at the point of death.
Again, sorry about the volume, y'all.
I had to have had it for 8 to 10 years. And in that time frame, I was living in New York City and I was homeless. I did get raped a couple times, not something I like to talk about. I have had a couple free tattoos, so it could have been a dirty needle. I don't know. Do I know those people? No. Did I say anything when those things happened? No, because I was naive and I was stupid and I was young. And that's all I can really say about this question.
So that's what she looks like these days. You could tell she's sick, you know, like you could tell just by looking at her. She was pretty good looking at once, but she was always skinny, always like real thin, always. And I don't know, I can't go back and forth because something's telling me like she knew that she had it for a while, but was scared to go to the doctors. Something's telling me that. We'll go through like her Instagram and look at some of her like her pictures and shit, and like kind of get into it. This ain't gonna be too much longer. But so let's see here.
Yeah, look on. Yeah.
So this is after she found out that she had it. Here's her bragging, which is really weird, about the time she met and had sex with Nick Cannon. Oh, what happened? TikTok. Okay, wait.
Yeah, I came in with a saw. Yeah, I in with the sauce. Yeah, bitch, I flare red raw. Yeah, bitch, I flare red raw. Yeah.
All right, I won't get copyright struck, but well.
Ooh, bitch, I flare red raw. Yeah, bitch, I flare red raw. Yeah, walking in the trap like a boss. Ooh, walking in the trap like a boss. Walking in the trap like a boss. Walking in the trap like a boss. Yeah, I came in with the sauce. Yeah.
All right, so as you can see, she walked out first, got in the car. Nick Cannon came out after, got in the same car. So that was her post after she found out she had AIDS. I guess, you know, the caption is that time I met Nick Cannon. I don't know. The comments, they be going in on her, as you can probably imagine. All right, so let's see here. Let's not even do that. This is like what she looked like normally. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, here's her gram. We can go back and look. There was a point in time where she was a very like regular. All right, so like look at this video. Here's like part of the point I was trying to make earlier. Like at this point, she didn't know she had it, but you can look at her and tell something's not right. Right? She's skinny as shit, right? I mean, you could just look at her. She's skinny as shit. This is before she found out she had it. All right, so here's a comment. I'm not being funny at all. I was wondering when you started to lose weight, you didn't know something was right, because I was looking at your pictures and you were very small then, is what you meant to say. So I say this to say, even if the outsiders can see a difference, you had to have seen a difference as well. I agree with that sentiment, because I used to be real skinny, and I used to be so self-conscious about how skinny I was. This is as a man, you know what I mean? Like, and I know women aspire to be skinny and shit. Like that's something they work towards and shit. A lot of women, some women, but some of these Jones is just, it's crazy, right? Like, well, this is obviously after she found out. This is what she ended up looking like. And there's this one video that's horrible. But what I'm trying to find, all right, so like at one point in time, she did kind of look just regular, right? Like, she's not crazy there. Like, she was skinny, yeah, but she looked like a regular person. But there's some of these Jones, like I said, this video right here, and a lot of these Jones where she just hella skinny, she just crazy skinny, like this. Like, what? You had to have known something was going on, baby girl. You had to have known. Am I tripping? Let me see what y'all talking about over here. Am I tripping? No, I'm not tripping. So like, yeah, like, okay, some people would say she looks good here. I would say, God damn, girl, you skinny as shit. Like, damn. Like, you got a cute face and all that, but yeah. You had to know something was going on. I know I'm not tripping. So, here's the viral video that everybody's seen of her sick in the hospital. She had already found out she had AIDS. She went MIA off social media for 6 months or some shit. And this was her next video after her 6-month hiatus. Nobody really knew nothing. All she said was, I'm sick and I'm in the hospital and we're trying to find out what's going on. And then all of a sudden this video came out.
Last time that we stayed, I don't know how long we've been here, but yeah, I got here probably about 20 minutes before you. Ready?
Look at her legs. Look at her legs. She got a diaper on.
Okay.
This is the end result of AIDS. Of fully progressed.
3. Push through those legs. Come on, push. Stand up. Push through those legs. Come on, do it. Push those legs. Anyway, not bad. Not bad at all. this will be the last time that we stand. I don't know how long we've been here, but yeah.
So I say all that not to ridicule this girl, not to make her feel bad for her, like not to make her feel bad, because she gets enough hate in the comment section as is. I bet all the people she slept with are flipping out. Worthless. She got it so beautiful. I mean, people do give her love. You're so exotic. Don't give up, beautiful. But some of these comments on here is crazy, bro. Like, they go in on this girl, yo. They go in on this girl.
All right, update, guys. As you know, I haven't been weighed for like the past 2.5 months or whatever, because that's the last time I've been to my doctor. They told me to come back in 3 months. That's why it's been so long. I was 16.
So, okay, blah blah blah. Like, that's the story. But then, like, cause I follow her on Instagram. Just cause, I mean, one day I just went down the Gina rabbit hole, and just looking at all her videos and trying to figure out when she figured out that she had it, and I was very intrigued by this story. Put it like that. For a couple reasons, though. For a couple reasons. One, because I have a daughter. Two, is because obviously, you know, like, I'm in my 30s, so I've had a lot of sex in my life, and I just think back to all the times that this could have been me, bro. Like, seriously, like, this could have been me or somebody I knew. You know what I mean? But then, so what I don't like is she kind of is still, and I know, like, some people just say, like, oh, she wants to do her thing, just let her live her life, but she's still, like, pushing that sex shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she's showing the end result, but then she comes to know what everybody's thinking in their mind. Like, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. There's a lot of probably children that watch this shit, and, like, she just needs to stop with all the sex shit. Like, she needs to take a step back from that and leave that alone, because that's probably not a good career path for her going forward. Now, like I said, it's her Instagram account. She do whatever the fuck she wants. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, sad story. I hope she gets better. I think this was probably a while ago. No, she's in her wheelchair right there. So this is recently. She's just all dolled up and shit. She looked like she had a little weight on her. But yeah, I mean, like, listen, there was a time and place where, yeah, you know, Gina too, people was on her top, bro. Like, for real. There was a point in time where people were chasing after her, and she says she's had it since since the ages of 17 to 19. So, yeah, not good. If you were one of those people named, yeah, not good. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about with that. How y'all feeling? Besides all of that, what's good with y'all? I haven't been looking at the chat. I just been yapping my damn mouth. Yeah, man. Everybody saying it's messed up. That's sad. Can't even stand up. Yeah, man. I don't know, but so yeah, we do all gotta be thankful, because I know everybody, this could have been anybody, bro. Like, everybody's had unprotected sex before. Everybody with somebody that you don't know 100. Like, you're not looking at nobody's papers. You're not asking them for their AIDS test results. You're not asking them for their herpes results and shit. Like, you really just, you going on faith and shit when you have unprotected sex. Like, of course you want to get to know the person at first and learn as much information as you can, but you going off a word, taking a chance. Everybody's took this chance. Try to block that spam right now, because that shit is drawn. That's the second time they did that. Put the user in timeout, all that good shit. All right. So listen, today wasn't meant to be a super long stream. I don't know how long we've been going right now. We've been going a good minute. Listen, if y'all want to support the channel, like I said before, if y'all, like, if So streaming is something that I'm looking into as an alternative option to making content regularly, because like I said, it's a chore, it's a lot of work, and YouTube has now demonetized me. Obviously this is my only stream of income, so it's not like, you know, life shattering event. But I do enjoy making content, man. I do enjoy talking about the things I talk about. I do enjoy you know, sharing my perspective on what's going on in the city and around the country, because I am going to branch into a lot of other things. There's only so much that you could talk about gun violence. That's another thing. That shit burns you out, bro. Like, that shit burns you the fuck out, talking about that shit all the time and reading all the articles and just being all in. That shit burnt me out real quick. So that's another reason I had to take a little step back. But going forward, like, I mean, streams like this, like, I don't mind this. This is cool, and I really wouldn't mind continuing on talking to y'all every day, every other day, something like that. We can make a schedule and all that. But the only way that's gonna work is if y'all support the channel. So I'm gonna just leave it there. Listen, y'all have a great day. I really hope I enjoyed myself talking about what we talked about. I do plan on streaming longer in the future and all that good shit. Restream is great. Are you talking about like restream like on Twitch and YouTube, or you can stream on TikTok? I didn't know. Appreciate that, y'all. So basically, yeah, I'm wrapping it up. I really hope y'all enjoyed yourself. I enjoyed myself, and I plan on doing this more. I guess follow my Twitter, follow my Instagram. I can keep everybody up to date. Like if I'm about to go live or something, I can let y'all know on there. And we'll just do it like that. And listen, y'all have a good day. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. And I'm signing out. S.T.V is signing out.